Thank you. My favorite fortune cookie of all times that I got in San Francisco in Chinatown said this. If you and I agree upon everything, one of us is unnecessary. Well, it turns out that that saying has been attributed to many different people in the 20th century. But there's these great websites where you can search out the origin of quotes. The most likely source is William Wrigley Jr. of the Wrigley Gum Company in a 1931 interview that he gave with American Magazine. His quote in that magazine, it's not gender inclusive because it comes from 1931 industrial America, but he said this, quote, "Business is built by men who care enough to disagree, fight it out to a finish, get facts. When two men always agree, one of them is unnecessary." Now, Mr. Wrigley said that he hated what he called yes men, who agreed with everything he said. He really wanted to hear different opinions, and he wanted someone to tell him that they thought he was wrong sometimes. Now, for me, that's an admirable trait, willing to listen to someone else's opinion and then to reflect upon your own. I've never known two people to agree upon everything, but I do believe that disagreement can create a healthy tension. Disagreements, when you approach them with a conviction and a curiosity, that can create a good, healthy tension where two or more people state their beliefs, listen to the other person, and then proceed to work together towards some mutually agreed upon outcome. And that's what can happen in a balanced world of relationships, where moderation and tolerance abound and a healthy tension opens up solutions and possibilities that do not exist when people are siloed and separate. But my healthy, compassionate, balanced world only exists within my inner circle. Within my inner circle of family, friends, and church. Now, differences of opinion can be spiritually enlightening for everyone. Within my circle, while disagreements are unpleasant, they are not the cause for alienation nor estrangement. In my inner circle, we are in covenant together to walk alongside each other and to learn from each other without hate. In my inner circle, we don't agree upon everything, but we are generally like-minded in our beliefs. A healthy inner circle is essential to lead a life of meaning and purpose without going off the rails into some extreme belief system. A supportive inner circle, be it family, friends, or church members, that can moderate our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, keep us learning and growing. This is why one of the first questions to ask a distressed person is, who is in your support network? Who is in your inner circle? But the further away from my inner circle, the more diverse the opinions. It only takes a few degrees of separation for me to encounter the full spectrum of diversity in opinions and beliefs. Just a few steps from my inner circle, I encounter the far left and the far right of beliefs. It's becoming challenging to see disagreements as a learning experience. And as I engage with people outside of my inner circle, you know what I find absolutely amazing? What is amazing is that this melange of people with their wide range of beliefs, all of them think they are right. I went to a liberal Christian seminary, Pacific School of Religion in Berkeley, and we had a lot of great discussions. It was liberal in many aspects, and we got onto the subject one lunch about truth and beliefs. And everybody's saying, "Oh, there's so many different things, and what can you believe? What's right? Is anything right?" And out of nowhere, one of my colleagues, Warren, came and said, "What I believe is right." Okay, so the whole table stops talking, right? I mean, this is just everybody stops talking, and then we're all turning to Warren. And he goes, "Why would I hold my beliefs, have them guide my life, have them fulfill my ministry? Why would I hold them if they weren't right?" If they weren't right. Our fourth principle says, "We, the member congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote, quote, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning." Listen to those words carefully. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Our fourth principle does not say that we'll find truth and meaning. It says that we will conduct a free and responsible search for truth. We are covenanting together to search for truth, not to find it nor agree upon it. Do you appreciate the tension that this creates? What is truth? What is true enough to believe? And when you find your truth, as Warren did, and you believe your truth is right, as Warren did, why would you keep searching? Do you keep searching after you find your missing car keys? But truth and meaning aren't like car keys. They're subjective, elusive, maybe situational, and perhaps they're more personal than universal. Are some truths universal? Can a truth be only personal? If my truth and meaning are different than yours, beliefs that I have concluded are right for me, are you wrong? Should I work to convince you that my beliefs are better than yours? And how should I respond when someone is trying to convince me that my beliefs are wrong and theirs are right? This is why we cling to our inner circle. This is why we hang out with like-minded people. This is why we selectively choose our news sources. We accept minor differences and small disagreements in our inner circle. We can even learn to grow and learn when the differences are close enough together to allow for compromise. But it's more disturbing the further I venture from my inner circle. There's a lot of people out there who strongly disagree with me, much more so than anybody in my inner circle. But aren't we supposed to value and embrace a variety of opinions and beliefs? Our first principle is about seeing the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And I try, and I know you do too, to see the value in other people's beliefs as we search for truth and meaning. But as I work toward being a tolerant, compassionate person, I still get triggered when I encounter some people's beliefs on issues like abortion, like owning assault rifles, like climate change deniers, like people who believe one race is superior to another. But do these folks just have a different opinion, a different belief, a different truth than I do? Here's how I'm walking through this emotional landmine field of our differences of beliefs. There's a difference between belief and violence. There's a difference between soldiers following orders and an autocratic tyrant. There's a difference between a religious person and an extreme zealot. There's a difference between disagreement and hatred. There's a difference between what I can change and what I can't. I can learn from differences between you and me, but only when you are no threat to me or the people I love. We will never agree upon everything, and that's okay, because disagreements can be learning experiences. Another thing I learned in seminary was that we live in 3 zones. Our comfort zone. Another zone is our panic zone. And between the comfort and panic zone is our learning zone. You have to leave your comfort zone in order to learn. But your learning ceases when you enter your panic zone. There is no learning in our comfort zone, nor in our panic zone, only between the two. My closing prayer. May you be willing to move out of your comfort to learn new things. May you retreat to your comfort zone when life becomes overwhelming. May you recognize your entry into your panic zone, and may you retreat very quickly. May you encounter differences in beliefs while you are in your learning zone. May it be so for all of us. Amen, and blessed be.